I took the liberty of arranging refreshments. I hope you find them as flavorful as they are invigorating.
Does Zero even know how to eat? If she's always just, or for the longest time, just eaten ever, does she even know how that works? The whole process of biting, chewing, swallowing, and, Is this something she's familiar with?
This isn't what you promised. I suppose ether is ether.
That is a no, I think.
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know how to eat?
I took what I needed from it. What's the problem?
Where's the enjoyment in that? You're supposed to bite, to chew, to savor, and then swallow. That's the way. So, did it taste good?
I don't know.
The long years without eating may have dulled your sense of taste.
Well, we void scent have no need for such when consuming others. There are some who speak of taste when describing the quality and affinity of their prey's ether. But I loathe the act. Taking ether in small amounts like this is one thing, but diluting my essence, diminishing myself, I'd sooner die. And I have died, countless times.
You have? But what happens when you do?
Not much. After a while, you return, together with all your expended life force. The important thing is to die where others won't devour you.
Amazing! My peers who study immortality and resurrection would be most interested in this phenomenon.
The question of taste aside, I am glad that you are able to partake of food like us. I dare say it agrees with your personal preferences.
That's true. You can keep giving me the same on a regular basis.
Very well. As my guest, I shall see that you do not want for comfort. And one other thing. We brought you to our world without your consent, and for that, I apologize. If you wish it, we will return you to yours once you have regained your strength.
It's fine. I have no reason to go back. Except for yours, perhaps. You intend to cross over again, I take it.
I do. I have yet to find my sister. I want nothing more than to rush to her aid, to find this Golbez and free her from his clutches, if he still holds her captive.
Though if our recent experience has taught us anything, 'tis that the 13th is more dangerous than we ever imagined. Caution must be our watchword.
Better late than never. In the short time you spent in our world, you left a trail of chaos in your wake. You managed to return in one piece this time, but don't assume you'll be so lucky the next.
Rest assured, we will make no assumptions and spare no preparation. Speaking of which, while we rest and ready ourselves, I ask that you tell me more about your home. In return, I will tell you about ours. I will show you my domain, Radzet Han.
Again, a stranger in this strange land. I have a condition. You must come too.
All right.
You have my thanks.
It was my pleasure to show you the city when first you arrived. I shall enjoy doing the same for Zero. This world is brimming with ether. I feel invigorated just standing in the breeze. Glad am I to hear that. So, is there any place in particular wish to see? Oh, perhaps where that food came from? Apple was it? But I don't expect I collapse again. It might be good to know where I can procure more if necessary. Maritz Mehan it is then. I shall introduce you to the headmistress Milel. Barshan and Zero are now accompanying you. This is a place? Yes, different here, and I speak not of a heat. There's a texture to it, a fullness, unlike that of elsewhere. You smell the cooking, I believe. Hunnish cuisine is quite fragrant and delicious. I hope you will agree. We could attempt to introduce Zero to Marit herself, but Milel is more likely to be available. By bound to Xenos, I never saw vibrant cities like this. Only ruined places, not so different from the void. Do you recall the time we traveled together to the outpost? Should our tour take us outside the city, we must make use of Hamza again. Welcome to Maritz Mehan. Greetings, Milel, and may I introduce you to Zero? She's an esteemed guest, and I ask that you see to her meals during their stay. Ah yes, Marit has told me all. Please come to us whenever you're hungry. We'll look after you. It was here that Desiree obtained the apple. While the palace cooks can prepare whatever you desire, it is certainly a quick and convenient food. I'll remember it. Whoever ones there moving their bodies about, is it for some ritual related to eating? The dancers? They move their bodies to bring pleasure to those who are watching. It is a form of entertainment, part of our culture. How needlessly complicated. We Voidsyn prefer simpler pleasures. That may be the way of it now, but your world too must have had such complicated diversions once. I don't remember. Then let's move on. I propose we visit Baishan's Bazaar, where goods the world over may be found. What are all these things for? What do you do here? This is a marketplace where people buy and sell goods. Since its earlier days, Resetan has served as a trading hub, and here you'll find not only local products, but wares from distant lands. I should mention that the vendors generally only accept payment in coin or tomestones. If there's aught you desire, I shall take care of it. So that's what tomestones are for. Voidsyn returned with them on occasion, but I never knew their purpose. They struck me as users' trinkets, and I couldn't understand your obsession with them. On that subject, there appeared to be no shops on the 13th. Do you never make bargains in which possessions are exchanged? We do, but rarely. We strike bargains when we want something done. If we desire an object, we kill whoever has it. I see. Your bargains may be likened to employment, I believe. I shall bear this in mind. With that, let us continue on. I propose we head to the High Crucible of Alchemia. Why, Master Vitra, how may we serve you this evening? If you're here for your vessel, I'm afraid we're still tending to it. No, there's no rush. Pray take as much time as you require and know that I have complete faith in your work. The High Crucible is home to the finest alchemists. They are ones who created my bodies, and can provide you with healing as well. Now that I think on it, you weren't all that surprised when I changed forms. Were you aware of my nature from the start? That I was a soul occupying a vessel not my own? It's hardly uncommon in our world. When given a chance, many shed their bodies to claim stronger ones. Oh, you must be the rumored guest. We've been most eager to meet you. If you have a moment, would you care to stay for some tea? The sisters know we'd love to hear tales. No, I've had enough food for now and can always obtain more without the need for inane chatter. No need to decline outright. I dare say you are tired, so let us save it for another time and return to Megaduta. If aught catches your eye en route, do not hesitate to say so. Artificial voidsend, a concept we understand well, but partial voidsend? Now that's something that depends on our established theories. I do hope we have a chance to speak with her at length. Perform a few tests, perhaps? Some sort of fruit? Pitiful thing, so I imagine you need to eat a lot to derive any satisfaction. And these are mulberry trees. The fruits are indeed edible, more important are the leaves, which we feed to silkworms. Without the creatures, we wouldn't have the silk to make our famous Fafnarian weave. Furthermore, the bark of a tree also possesses medicinal properties. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more useful plant. Is that so? Aside from food, I wouldn't have considered any other purpose for it. Master Vitra! And Desiree too! Ah, the children. If it isn't young Merat, and that must be your sister, Yasra, is all well at the orphanage? Yes, Your Excellency. The other children are very nice and we all look out for one another. Ah, just the other day, Estinian came to see us. Everyone was really excited. Truly, Estinian paid you a visit? That as well. Is she a new friend? Friend, you know what that is? What, you mean you don't? She's a visitor from a faraway land, you see, and is still unfamiliar with our language. But I will teach you. A friend is someone you like to play with. Play with? Zeno seemed to be enjoying himself when he fought you. Is that the same thing? More or less? I see. But is having someone to play with so fulfilling? I do not understand why. Why traverse the great expanse? Why you risk life and limb? For you. But I waste energy dwelling on such things. I'm not Xenos, I stand to gain nothing by knowing his heart. I'm sorry I couldn't explain it well. There's no need to apologize, the fault is not yours, but mine for failing to make sense of your words. Well, we better get back to our errand. Goodbye, it was nice to meet you. What is a friend? This is a seemingly simple question, but the answer is anything but. Only a child, innocent and pure, could reply with nary a moment's hesitation. Through Xenos, I thought I understood the ways of your world. The more I learn of it, the more I realize how little I actually know. It's also strange. Your behavior and your reasons. I found myself baffled at every turn. But the feeling is not unwelcome. I'm learning, bit by bit. It was the right decision to join you. Darkness warped all life in the void, even plants. Only now do I recall flowers and the value they held. I believe Zero's time here has been rewarding. It was in no small part due to your company. My thanks for agreeing to join us. Come, let us return to Megaduta. Off into the guest chambers.
So, what are your impressions of Radzatan?
There's a lot of mortals.
Considering your origin, I can see why that might be your first observation. Though they would call each other people, I think. If you wish to know about our fair city, I should be glad to place a guide at your disposal.
No need. I'll show myself around. There's only so much about my home I can share with you in return, after all. While I remember some few tales of the past, I cannot speak to their authenticity. But if that is enough, then I will tell you of the events that saw darkness engulf our world. The Contra Memoria.
Sounds good.
We are all ears. Please.
Long ago, light filled the world and all was at peace. But then the servants of darkness came, and they bequeathed a black art unto men. Channeling the power of hope and prayer, one could call forth fearsome beings known as Eidolons.
The Asians. And these Eidolons are surely primals.
Sounds that way.
Then you have faced the same, and understand that when an Eidolon is birthed, strife follows. And in such strife, the weak are the first to suffer. When it seemed the world would be plunged into chaos, heroes appeared. They who were blessed with a singular power, the power to bind the ether of Eidolons within crystals known as Memoria. My mother was one such Memoriate, but in fighting to save many, she herself was touched by darkness, as was I.
And so you were born part Void Sent, before the world was overcome.
How exactly did that calamity come to pass? Did the Memoriates not triumph?
They did. They expunged the seeds of chaos and restored the peace, only to find themselves seduced by the darkness they had sealed. They spread the taint, transforming men into monsters, what you call void sent, and raised armies to wage new wars.
Not the first to be corrupted by power, nor the last.
Some defied temptation and held fast to the light. My mother and I among them. For years and years we fought, but it was not enough. And when our strength was spent, our bulwarks broken, so too was the world.
The flood of darkness.
The stars faded from the heavens as a pall black as pitch enveloped creation. Darkness raged unchecked, rending the very walls of reality. I was cast into the rift, and there trapped for what felt like an eternity. Until I came upon a crack. Tiny, infinitesimal, but enough for me to squeeze through. And find my world changed beyond recognition, into the lightless waste you saw.
So that is how you were able to escape becoming a void sent in full.
I suppose I should consider myself fortunate. Were I like most others, I wouldn't have lasted a day before being devoured. We, the lost, are better equipped to survive in a lost world.
A lost world, you say? I wouldn't be so sure. The 13th is still there, is it not?
What are you getting at?
To explain requires that we initiate you into the truth of the source and its reflections. Be warned that this will take a while.
Then, unlike the worlds that have been rejoined, mine still...
The Oracle of Light prevented the first from being completely overcome. So the situation may not be completely identical to that of your 13th. But the fact remains that we were able to restore a measure of balance to a world brought to the brink of destruction. After which, some intrepid young souls succeeded in restoring life back to lands thought lost to light.
Inuit.
Which gives me cause to hope the day may yet come when life springs forth anew in the 13th. Of course, these are only possibilities. I offer no guarantees. But having experienced what we have, I dare say we are more qualified than most to speak on the matter.
Wait, I don't understand. Why would you say these things? As if you mean to... But the sole reason you came to the Void was...
To find a dragon, aye. And in light of what we've seen, we'd be fools to strive for more. But we Scions, former Scions, begging your pardon, have a habit of not leaving well enough alone. And old habits die hard, don't they, my friend?
Wat wij doen?
Restoring the light would serve our efforts to find and free Ashdaya. There is no reason not to try.
Do as you will. I have no desire to save that world.
Your reaction just now tells me this is a lie.
Be that as it may, we will have need of your power when next we face Void Scent.
You know how it works. If you want my help, you must pay my price. And now that you've drawn Golbez's attention, it's going to cost you more. A lot more. I will consider this a deposit.
Though our time in Void was short, we managed to ascertain that my sister yet lives, and it cannot be overstated how fortunate we are to have met Zero. But the greater blessing is nevertheless you, my friend, for your encouragement to embark upon my search anew, and your help in overcoming the challenges thus far. Hello there? Creeping through the screen? Golbez and his minions will seek to stem our efforts, of this we can be sure. But with you all by my side, I have confidence that we will succeed. That we will find and liberate my sister, and that we shall return home together. Meanwhile, elsewhere.
First Scarmiglione, and now Barbariccia. Useless, the both of them.
'Twas no lie. They conspire with a Memoriat.
And their search for the dragon will lead them here. The war looms nigh. We cannot allow these interlopers to interfere.
If I may, my lord, I have a plan to eliminate them. In order to guarantee its success, however, I will require Cagnazzo's cooperation. There's sport to be had, then I'll play along. As much as I dislike following your lead, I have no patience for scheming.
Well and good to have confidence, but do not forget the cost of failure.
Rest assured, I will see the dream to fruition. Even should I be consumed by my own flames, I will pave the way for one and all.
Then I will trust in your oath and your plan.
We will give you cause to rejoice, my lord. This I vow. Ha ha! Some excitement for a change.
No sacrifice is too great. Even should my 4 archfiends be lost, I will not halt my steps. The prison of passivity is an obstacle to my cause, and so you must fall.
The Watcher?
What irony that the blessed damned should set us free. As I swore so long ago. The gate lies open. At long last, my ambition shall be fulfilled!
Into the light. And that was the end of 6.2. A little thing I forgot. Now that we ended patch 6.2, we can go meet with Ciela and Unukalai from the Shadowbringers role quests, and if we learned that both are originally from the 13th, and they are looking for a way to help that world, or see if there is a way to help that world first. At a loose end, are you? You're welcome to loiter here if you intend to spend some coin while you're at it. Yeah, the other world quest guys are a pain in the ass. I went to the 13th. What? Not only did you travel to the 13th, you encountered a Memoriat besides? Wake it right. That's nothing short of a miracle. I used to be a Memoriat myself, but I lost my powers when the Asians plucked me out of a void. It's astounding to think that the Zero managed to survive with hers all this time. Though she claims to have no desire to save our world, as a compatriot, I should still be keen to meet her. There's only so many of us left after all, those who haven't completely lost themselves. Also, I know full well that you and yours have your own objective in the 13th, but should you discover aught that might lead to its restoration, I'd thank you to share it with me. What? With our methods we can barely maintain a faint connection to the 13th, but you say we journeyed there? Incredible. Such drive Archon Stoller must have to uncover the secrets of cross-drift travel, and to conceive of creating an artificial Atomos could only be described as inspired. Suffice it to say, I should like nothing more than to join you on your future forays. But I will abide in patience for now. You already have a capable guide at your disposal, and my presence would be extraneous. Extraneous? Besides, there are certain tasks that require me to be here in the first. For one, I wish to learn more about the approach used to revive the empty. It is my hope that the self-same can be applied in the 13th, and to that end, I have arranged to meet with those involved. Good, just a little extra I wanted to show off before we finally end the episode. Good. Until next time, Mace, and don't get lost.